Weirdly, my mic was muted. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan. If you're tuning in for the first time, if you've been here all afternoon, thanks for hanging out. And we are switching over to Satisfactory today. We played some Minecraft earlier. That's available on Twitch and will be available on Joel Duggan VODs. And you can also watch all the Satisfactory VODs on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. Very easy to find. And we started off at the good time. It's dark, which means that our breaks today are going to line up with the sunshine. That's good. Good. I like it. We're off to a good start. Anybody that happens to be new, this is a factory building game, and we have logged over 1,000 hours in this save. We are now at 1,012 hours because we have been busy bees over the last couple weeks. This week specifically because Update 8 came out on Tuesday, and we've been playing almost every day since, just to try to bring things up to speed. We are currently working in this mess of stuff that needs to be updated because we're making aluminum. It is a lot to take in if you're new, but feel free to ask any questions, as Cosmic has suggested in chat, and I will do my best to explain. If you do decide to try the game, I believe it is on sale on Steam right now. You can check it out. There's also a creator code for Epic Games, if that's where you like to hang your video game hat. But also, they start you off very, very slowly. It's an easy game to get into. And Kinstruction, K-I-N-Struction on YouTube, as well as What Darren Plays on YouTube, and Total Eclipse on YouTube, are all really fun folks. I believe I have them all linked in my YouTube channel. If I don't, then I will remedy that. Certainly they have been linked in the Discord. They're pretty easy to find. So, yesterday, we were trying to design this place to look good. And I think I've sorted out how I want the machines to look. And it is down here. I like this. And I think we're going to skip the arc. I think we might go with a straight, just a straight ceiling here. I think that could look cooler than this round part. I think I like the angles better, and I think the angles work better with this part here. And the other thing we were working on is trying to sort out all the belt work. And I took a look after stream, and we have enough room down here to do a little bit. Probably not the pipes. But the tricky part was trying to get lifts to go up to the next floor and have them look good. So I think I might actually make like a cavity in the ceiling and have them go up that way. I don't think I like this look. I don't think that that really looks the best. I think I prefer this one. So it's right up against the middle of the machine. And we can do that by getting real cheeky down here and taking the items out of the machine, round them in a snaky belt down like this, and then put them back up a different lift. I'm stuck. There we go. And take things up that way. Unfortunately, that one goes through the power thing on the machine, so it doesn't look amazing. But once it's full of things, I don't know that you'll see that. So I kind of need to do a proof of concept to see if it looks good. The other option is running it next to things, which, again, we could do this position but move it out. But then, of course, it looks kind of funny. It looks nice when it's lined up with the pipe there, right? So it's just a matter of how we handle this part. If we want there to be an overhang, then we kind of need to do that. Can you give me the name of the first creator you mentioned? Kinstruction, K-I-N, Struction, like construction, but with a K-I-N instead of a C-O-N. I think we linked to them the other day, Cosmic. But thank you. Appreciate it. So the first challenge is getting in the the bauxite and water. And the issue is that I've got this space to bring in both pipes and belts. and I need 4 belts or 3 belts, and I don't have enough room to do both. And I'm not sure I like the pipes here. I kind of want to do something maybe with the other wall. It would be nice if we could use the pipes over here. Maybe have it lined up like this. If we had the pipes doing something over here rather than there, it could look cool. But then we'd have to have the pipes connect this way. And if they do that, then they're going to be in the way of these belts. Now, we could just duct the belts underneath, but they're so close to all this, it would be very, very tight. You'd have a belt and a pipe basically connecting. And there is a little bit of room, but not a lot. I don't want to run belts down there. So right now, the point where I'm stuck is the best way to get the pipes in here. And one thing we could do is run the pipes in the spaces between the machines, but the problem is that we need 1 pipe per machine, because each machine needs 200 per minute, and the pipes are going to come in and be split 3 times. So each machine needs its own pipe. The only other thing I can think of would be to run the pipe horizontally along the floor right here, move this stuff over, and then just when we come to do the belts, we duck the belts under. So we'd put like a floor hole here, and then a lift there, and then we'd have another floor hole probably like right over here. Like that. And then in this space, that's where we would have the pipe. So then this would be a bit like that. So things would be sorted over here and then be ducked underneath the pipe and go in that way. We would tighten it up and it'd be a little bit better than that, but that's the one way that I can think that we can do this cleanly without having to do a lot of stuff here. We would just do little scoops of belts. And I think that would be the easiest thing. I like the idea of putting this on the wall though. So I haven't ruled that out entirely. And we need to get... The pipes are going to come over that way, I think. And then we need to get 200, so 600 bauxite in this one, and then 600 bauxite in the next one. So we need a load balancer, because what's happening back here, we've got 4 belts. I think the first thing I need to do is I need to get the bauxite flowing, because I need to measure how much is coming in. So unfortunately, I need to get the bauxite over to, I guess, the sink. So what we can do here temporarily is put smart splitter. What's going to be the easiest way to do this? I guess we'll do it here. I guess I could just do it all right here temporarily. Would that work? We'll get at least 3 on. Yeah, I could do that here. Gosh, I wish these would snap. Left overflow. And we'll say bauxite to the front. And none. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm not even going to bother to belt them up that way because we are going to... it's only going to be temporary anyway. Could have sworn that these belts were white, but maybe I hadn't changed them yet. Alright, so that's all being destroyed. Those are probably darn near close to full belts, so we're gonna have to hook these other ones up to the other garbage belts. Thought I had more. There we go. So we'll do that. That should empty out all of the bauxite eventually. And then we just need to do these two guys. Probably pretty close. Copy the settings. Now here, I think we'll just do the same thing. And I'll temporarily go through the wall here. Because again, this is just to get everything flowing so I can measure what I need to measure. So that one snapped, no problem. And that one is not. Sorry for all the flashing. Close quarters is kind of stroby in the game. Okay, so we can do a lift here. Redo that. And we can do a lift here. This is obviously being combined with something. It's a little bit slow. Coal, it looks like. It's flowing okay, though. All right. So this should mean that our bauxite train needs to be turned back on. So we'll go... I'm going to double check that, actually. We're going to ride it up. Because I want to make sure I've done the split correctly at the other train station. So in Minecraft, I can see you would want to build farms to collect resources, but in this game, what's the purpose of farming all these materials? So there is a space elevator, which you can see in the distance. And when you're playing the game, there is an automatic administrative assistant named Ada. And she's like an AI, and she guides you through the parts. So it's kind of like a cheeky, you are a fix-it employee, and your mission is to pave the world, build the things, and don't ask questions, is essentially what your job is. That's going out very slowly. Why is that going out so slowly? Mark 4. Are they all draining that slowly? Yeah. That's empty. And this is almost empty. This is going at the speed I expected it to. Mark 4, Mark 4, Mark 4. So yeah, you just, there's project parts and then there's building parts. So there's parts that you make that you need to build other things, and then there are parts that you make that are purely for just sending into space. So for example, if I look up plates. So plates are things that you make for you. Like you need them to do all kinds of stuff. But smart plates, these are the kind of fancy doodad that you have to send into space. So that's kind of the difference. So Mark 4, Mark 4. That's all Mark 4. Not screwed up anything there. I should color those. They haven't fixed the bug where the paint doesn't paint the whole lift either. So why is this slow? Those are all Mark 5. That's all Mark 5. Maybe I should switch to the hover pack here. These are all Mark 5 belts. Just making sure that there's not some weird bottleneck somewhere. It's just these top two lines, because they're not full. Oh, I forgot. That's not right. It should still drain enough that the bauxite train will give us a proper reading. But these are all Mark 5. So it must be just the throughput on the garbage. Sometimes you have tiny bits of belts between lifts and walls. That's fair. I don't want to have to redo the whole thing, though. Project Assembly. Thank you, Cosmic. Yeah, that's the name of it. Except we don't know what the Project Assembly is. Yeah, they don't tell you. They don't tell you. But the nice thing about the game, because the resources are infinite, T30, is you don't have to worry about running out of stuff. It's about managing loads and managing numbers rather than going and mindlessly collecting stuff. So we'll turn on self-driving. Go for a little bit of a ride. Yeah, it's basically like, if you think of a mob farm in Minecraft, that's got infinite resources because the spawning algorithm just keeps on making everything, right? I'm not sure why these are out of sync. It's really strange that it's out of sync. Just obviously it's just the animation, it's not the actual load that changes. Yeah, and then later in the game you get trains. First you deal with belts, then you deal with trucks and tractors, and then you deal with trains. So this train is on an autopilot. It's being sent into the Red Forest to get bauxite. Yeah, I've done a lot. It's my second playthrough. I didn't finish the first one, but you kind of learn a lot in your first playthrough when you realize that you could have done it better. So very often you start over. And then just like West Hill in Minecraft, I decided to make a base based off of Devastator, the transformer. And so I've made this huge project for myself that's taken up a lot of time in a good way. I've learned a lot. I feel like I have a decent handle on the game now. Obviously, I still have some trees to cut down. With the latest update, a lot of the trees came back because they redid some of the areas on the map. And they buried some of my train tracks. So I'm going to bring this in manually. Because I want to make sure that this station is set up the right way. Don't know. It's only saying 47, but that's because it's been out of commission for a bit. So I might want to empty out all of this stuff to get it back up and running. But essentially we've got 4 belts. We've got 2 belts coming in there. And we've got a third belt coming in there, and a 4th belt coming in on this side. And I'm trying to get them all pretty evenly between the 4 cars, because we need 4 cars to take everything down to Devastator, but these all have different numbers on them. And if I remember correctly, this top one is 600 per minute. Yep. And so that gets put into this second bin, and then it gets put into the third bin, and then it gets put into, yeah, so first bin and then the second line, but not this line, because this line has its own thing. And this should be overflow to the left. So what we'll do is we'll empty these. And then we'll empty these. And we'll just see if they're loading up in roughly the same amount. I'm going to let this go for like, I guess, a minute. And I mean, I guess I could be filling this as fast as I could. The idea though is that it's 1950 is the total. So 1950 divided by 4 is a total of 487. So as long as this is going, if these 2 belts capacity is more than 487, and it is, because each belt is 270. The Mark III belts do 270. So that's 540. So that's more going in or out the front than's coming in the back. Oh, wait a minute. That's potentially That's potentially 600. So maybe we should just update these to Mark IVs. Or at least one of them. So that's 480 and 270. This has got 1 row in 40. That's 1 row in 70. 1 row in 40. 1 row in 30. This one is always the slow one. So that seems to be doing okay. What I need from this... So obviously this is just... This one top line is this guy here. And that's just straight up filling this one machine. There's potential overflow, but not needed. This one is 4 something. This is the odd number. This is 450 on that line. So 450 comes in here. It potentially has some here. And then it overflows into that one. Yep. That's good. And then this one is 300. I'm gonna double check that. Yep, that's 300. The 300 is going in here, but this guy's not getting any other love from the other ones because these all three of these have to fill up before that one fills up. So I feel like what I should do is maybe do a better split. Because I could have... It's really good to have the 2 600 up front. I guess it's 600, 600, 450, and then whatever's left over. So 600, that's 1200. So 1650. So it should be 300 in the end. That's what should be coming in there. But it says 47 items because we haven't done a full thing. So a full load and unload. So this is... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't remember the full load that it's supposed to have. See, that's much faster. So is that. And so is that. So what my plan is to have this line, and this line be our main lines, the 3 lines we need for our machines back at the factory. And then this line, I'm going to split it 3 ways and then have each of its 3 attachments go onto each line. So that's how I'm going to load balance everything. But I instead of doing that at the train station, I'm going to do it underneath the aluminum factory. So that's the plan. So I think we can set this in motion again. I don't think I have any other problems. I'm happy with the way that that's looked out. Looks like I did it right the first time. So while this is all happening, after we get our goods, I'll bring up the spreadsheet and kind of explain what's going on. I don't know if I have the spreadsheet load balance thing. I don't think it's in the Red Forest map. I think it is actually, yeah. Alright, so we're on our way. I'll bring up the spreadsheet so you can see where we are. We've got 5 bauxite nodes. This one gets combined down into 450. Then we've got 300 and 300 get combined into 600, and then 600 at the bottom. So these are all going through to Devastator. So it needs load balancing, but it's going to happen back at the base. So now that I know that the last car is always going to be the one that has the least amount in it. Sorry for all the crazy camera work here. Kind of buggy still. I wish we maintained our momentum going down the hill. I don't know why this this always slows down so much. Because there's no trains in the roundabout right now. I guess that train has got a path selected, but we should have got there first. I guess it selected a path through here, so that's good. It might be that this roundabout isn't finished, you know? That could be the problem. I need to guard my railway track? Yeah, that's fair. Fair assessment. So we'll leave this on autopilot and we'll just get off. I really don't know. Those bins haven't even emptied yet. And there's still a slowdown here somewhere. And if it's happening here, then it's farther down the line. So these two lines are probably the ones that are being put onto the garbage lines that are being, oops, that are being doubled up. And that's why they're not destroyed yet. Yeah, so that's connecting to that line. What is this getting? This is getting coal. So that has to be that has to be what's slowing it down, right? And then this other line. That's all coal. Why is this bottom line slow? Well, is it they both getting coal? Yeah, so they're being combined with coal. That's an easy thing to fix. Oh, no, it's not. Those need the space. Okay. So I just have to double check which one of these 4 lines is the one that I want. Which is the 4th car. And this is where I think I might want to do a map of my main bus, like actually number the lines. I think I'd do like one top to bottom, left to right, but when you're facing the base. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 9, 10, 11, 12 maybe. Alright, so we know that car number 3 is the slowpoke. And we know that there's 4. And I believe the 4th car is the 300. We know the first 2 are 600. And we know the middle one is that 450. So that's 1200. That's 1500. That's 1950. That's the total. And I just have to make sure my labels upstairs are right. Are you stuck there? Looks like yes. Go away. So 492. Really, that's what was confusing me before. It's just going to be the same as the belt, or should be the same as the belt. So our target should be 600. If it's dramatically less than that, there's a problem. And this should be 450. And then this should be 300. And right now they say 79, 105, 128, and yeah. So obviously the thing below is full, so maybe we have to delete what's in the bin. These bins are probably full down here. I think I didn't remove these. Yeah. So at least it'll take a while for things to get caught up. Because that's the thing, if you've got these buffers, even if you have 600 coming in, these belts can hold 780. So even if you know you've got 600 coming in, it'll pull 780 from this, even if it's only 600 coming in. So if this gets backed up in any way, then for the longest time you're going to have an overloaded belt where you didn't think you were going to. So this will take a second to clear up. Oh, I did it again. Keep on forgetting to mark which belt is which. I think the 4th one is the top one. It's too bad that those doors open when a train goes by on top. Okay, that's the 4th car. You are this far back one, so this is going to be the bottom belt, actually. You come across to here, and then you're the bottom, and you stay the bottom the whole time. Once you're on a line, I try to keep it the same. So yeah, bottom belt is the one that we have to split. That's the information I needed. And no, this never stops being fun. Sliding on a belt. Okay. So it is this one here, which is the farthest on the left. That's actually going to work in our favor. So it's this one here that needs to get split, which is this one here. Okay. So now we find ourselves back here, and I need to do a load balancer that allows me to take... I need 3 lines coming down this way. We can line them up like this. So if I was to do the pipe the way that I was thinking about a few minutes ago, then that would be kind of there. Right? And then this would have a long pipe going this way, and a long pipe going that way. As a slice of what this would look like. But then we need to get these belts into that hole, and so we'd have to do this with wall holes, or floor holes rather. Not that it has to be spaced that evenly, but that might be the easiest way to do it. But that does not leave us enough room to get all 3 lines. I mean, these wouldn't be here. We wouldn't need splitters until we get farther down the line. So we could line them up here. And then we would put a splitter in this section. So maybe I'd have to run this over my one. So technically that works. It doesn't look for it, guys. It doesn't look very nice. So that would be the thing. This belt would feed the first 3 machines, and it would stop right there. There'd be another splitter right here. And right there. And then that would stop. And then this belt would come along, and from here we could snake it around. And basically just bring it into the same position. And keep that going down, and that would just kind of repeat. And this would all be underground, and I don't know if I'm going to necessarily show it. I feel like I'm probably going to hide it. I don't think there's a reason to show it. The glass in the game is cool, but it just makes a lot of unnecessary reflections. So that's not bad. Now, I guess the trick here is, what does this look like as far as a junction? Probably be... this whole thing is going to be very tight. Well, that's not bad. That's still very workable. So then this pipe has to come in from somewhere. The alternative to all of this, of course, is bringing things down in the ceiling like I had before. So something like that. I don't know if this fit. I can't remember. Nope. But we could have it look good. I mean, obviously not crooked. We could have it look good like that. And then we could probably have something like this. That might connect. That should. Nope. Okay. That's a no. Yeah, I don't know if I like that as a decoration. By the way, do you get something for delivering materials to space? Yes, you unlock progress. So you don't start off with fast belts, splitters, pipes. You just start off with really slow belts. These do 780 per minute. Your starter belt is 60 per minute. So you only start off with like your first tier of stuff. And then as you learn to make more and more complicated things, you get more and more stuff. Plus you can unlock buildables in the Awesome Sink or Awesome Shop. And that's like stairs and angled foundations and hypertubes, and so you unlock stuff as you progress. So the more that you do, the cooler stuff you can build. Essentially, you're rewarded with congratulations, you can now build cooler stuff for us. It is basically the reward process, right? So if I don't mind that. This would eliminate the pipes here. I do like seeing some moving parts around. I like the fact that we've got these lifts going up. We don't have a choice there. These have to go up like that. They have to carry too much. This is going to be there. The coal's going to be under the ground. I'm probably going to cover this whole thing up. We could leave it open. Like I could just put railings along the side of it. I'm not sure how good or bad that would look. It's not terrible. We wouldn't maybe do it all the way to here. We might put like another small little guy here. That's a possibility too. We could also do a smaller railing. We can do like a little wall. Those are fun too. That could be arranged if we wanted to see stuff happening. Because the cool thing here is that we could change this to be a indicator pipe. And all these are going to be dead in the middle. That's cool. They probably won't be blue either. So yeah, if I did that, and we kind of like daylit this section. It would be nicer if that was like centered. Although, I guess that's pretty close. We nudge that over, but then this becomes crowded. Because essentially we could bring those 3 pipes down in this space. There'd be a way we could bring it down right here. We can get everything down here somehow and attach it. It would not be terribly difficult. But by having the pipe be something up top that we're pulling from, it removes that problem. I feel like there was a way to connect these. But there? Nope. That works. That to me is kind of far out. Need some power down here. I think that's got power. Yep. But that puts this pipe way out in space. So it's a matter of whether we want several of those. Now, it might look cool if there was tons of them. Like if they were all in the same spot. It could look cool. It's a little off-center, and that's okay. Yeah, maybe I don't mind that so much. That doesn't look too bad. There's still plenty of room. Oh, the first one that was leaning a bit was wrong. That was me just making a mistake. Yeah, that was not what I would have wanted. I like the straight ones as well. So if we do this, then that means that this doesn't have to be here. Right? And that means that this doesn't have to be here. This doesn't have to be here. And then we could move this over to here, essentially. And we could use these lanes here. Basically, instead of 1, 2, 3, we could do a third one here. It's a bit to get used to the new way that you place a belt by itself. So this wouldn't be here. And that way, even if we have just a one whole section visible, you know, like we could leave that open for fun and flavor. We could create a different shape. We could have it look like that. Although that's not that practical. We'd probably end up doing something like that. That's not bad. I don't mind that, actually. All right. Well, let's say that that's where we want to go with everything. I guess you take a break when the sun goes down? Yes, that's the plan. Yeah. We started off in the dark, so I'm probably off my first hour by about 10 to 15 minutes. But yeah, we'll line up the breaks with the dark. That means that these will have to be split up here. So then this space up here is going to be for the pipes. And I was potentially bringing them in along here, so that could work out very well. That means we might have like a straight shot here. That's off by a foundation. Essentially what I'm saying is we'll have something like this. Where there's probably going to be pipes coming along the ceiling here and then going into this space there. Probably something like that. We could run them back here if we wanted to. That's doing something weird. So we'd have 3 pipes coming along here, give or take. And then this first one would split off and do these 3, 600 into there. This next pipe would do those 3, and the final pipe would be the other 3. And that would all be in the ceiling. We wouldn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Unless we wanted to run them right down the middle of the ceiling. We could do that too. If we wanted to keep it visual, then we could do that. But I think it might be better for the height-wise to just do it the other way. I feel like, yeah, this would be lower. Like that. I don't know if I'd want to do a pipe like along here. The middle is about there. What's nice about this compared to Minecraft too is that it's very easy to build and very easy to delete. So you can try stuff out. That's not terrible either. Although it would make this look a little bit weird. We'd have to rethink how we did that. So I think I prefer it just being in the ceiling. Also, we'd have to have lights. I think the decision here is better to have lights in the ceiling than pipes. I'm glad you like it, T30. It's always nice when one of my Minecraft viewers comes over and watches Satisfactory and is like, hey, you know what? This is kind of cool. I quite like it. If we showcase this, I'll probably change this so that it's got a better center. And that would mean this would go away, that would go away. This would go in like that. And that would not be there. Instead, what we would do is have the conveyor splitter here. Actually, this has to be a smart splitter. No, wait. Only the one at the end has to be a smart splitter. So it's only this one here. Oh, that doesn't line up. Oh, autosave. The light starts to dim, you're right. Thank you, Sandy. Good call. We will stick with the brakes, being a good human. So the fun thing about Satisfactory is that I just plug in a brake train, which I have named Breaker, and I'm going to change to be red. And see, this is Breaker, and then we'll just turn on self-driving. So folks, I take a break once an hour. I line it up with the nighttime in Satisfactory because it is real hard to see. And the nighttime in this game is 5 minutes, and the daytime is 55 minutes. So it ends up taking a break about once an hour. You get to ride around in this and see the world, and I get to reheat my tea. I will be back in just a few minutes. Alright, let's get out of self-driving mode here. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Dan. So now the thing that I have to figure out is the load balancer. And for that, I'm going to need a little bit of space. Let's get rid of these walls for now. I know where the floor is. And some sunshine will help. Perfect. So we know that we've got this belt, this far left belt is the bottom. That comes up all the way from there. And so this is the one we have to split. So this can just be off somewhere over here. Temporarily, we'll just say this goes that way, right? These three belts coming down here need to be realigned into those belts there. Now we can do that. This is going to be an empty wall space, so that is going to be in there like that, which means that we have this area to do what we need to do, and that should be fine. So this left one has to split into each other one. So let's just bring this back to here. Bring this back to here. It doesn't have to be split all at once, which is good. So then we've got belt number 4 that's going to be hidden away. Yeah, there's an extra click now when you set these up. My muscle memory is kicking in. And I'm doing it wrong. Okay, get rid of those. So this is going to get split 3 ways. So we grab a regular splitter. Maybe we'll just stick it here. So granted, this is kind of tight. We have to get this into each one of these lines, starting with the first one. So the easiest way to do that would be to not have these all next to each other right away. If we start those later, then this could have a merger here, right? These wouldn't be happening, and then this would just merge there, and then we have to split this 3 ways. So if I do this here, and there's a merger there, that doesn't work. That's something else, by the way, update 8, I didn't realize this. You can now change mergers and splitters. So just like you can update a belt, it's like if I wanted to change this belt to a Mark 1, I can just look at it and it'll change. I don't have to rebuild it. You can do that with splitters now. So this is a merger. I meant to place a splitter. I can just choose splitter and then hold down control and it replaces it. Just like you can belts. So that is Very handy. So if you had a bunch of splitters and you realized that one of them needed to be a smart splitter, you just choose smart splitter from your inventory. For me, it's my hotbar, so it's 0. And then you aim at the one that you want. And instead of stacking it, if you hit control, it replaces the one that you're looking at. So it's very cool. So that's now a splitter. So this is line 3 going into, no, line 4 going into line 1. And then I need it to split here and there. And then this has to connect and merge with these other lines. And that's going to have to be farther down. Not very pretty, but it works. And then we just have to, unfortunately, the other lines will have to start farther back. So that splits and merges, but then these lines need an origin. Like I need to connect these. And this first one's fine. This will just connect right to there. But then these two I've got to connect. Maybe if this is going to be snaking all over the place, if I bring this over here, then these can come down this way. Oh, then that blocks that though. I mean, I really could be tight about this and do it this way. You can put a belt in this little space. So that does solve that problem. I just have to get it over to there. This one would go into the side. Wait a minute, no, that's already done. So then this one would go to here. I don't know if they're far enough apart for that. I mean, that frees this space up. Really, what I probably have to do is I have to make this like 2 levels. Or take advantage of the fact that I do have a little bit of space down here and use a floor hole. That might be the way to do it. So this is 4 coming in. And if I backed that up to like here, then no, here. That's 1. Could merge 2 here. And then 3 could go around the back. I know this is going the wrong direction, but for spacing, that could work because then this could come in this side. And go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I was thinking about sending it all that way, and that was wrong. I have to come in from the side And then I can go straight to there and then down to there. Okay, that's easier than I thought it was going to be. And maybe even something we can do in the room. So input on that side. That will be probably a wall hole. So that's line number 4 coming in. Oh, do I have to be farther down than that? Probably. Yeah, okay. We'll go on this one. We got lots of room before the machines, so it's fine. I am very happy this is working out. Alright, so this is line number 4. And this is merger number 1. And it connects nice and tidy right there. This is merger number 2, which, just for spacing, we're going to move a little bit farther down the line. Tidy connection there. And then number 3. The only issue is that we have to figure out where these machines are getting their belts. This is one part I do like about Satisfactory, the problem solving and the satisfaction when you get the solution. Yeah. I somehow have forgotten that I have to put the main belts in here, though. If I back this up, or move this forward. So this is 8. Merger. I get kind of stuck thinking about this wall when really it doesn't matter. Right, so that's line number 1. Line number 2 can just be straight in. Then I just have to get this somewheres like here. Which is... I don't like doing stuff like that, but this is going to be under the floor. We could also dive under the floor and do it that way, because this is going to come straight through. That has to connect to there. So yeah, the problem here is that you keep on cutting yourself off. And then this belt is just going to be whatever a nice turning situation is for here. So there's 3. There's 2. So the only real issue are just getting these guys their feeds. And I guess if I move these down, it's not a problem. So again, the whole thing has to go down like another block. And this is just me being a perfectionist. Right? Because that means we can space things out. So this is a merger. Right? So then this isn't going to be there. This can come up further, but what we're going to do is use a floor hole. And then we're going to take this and go around the side here. merger. And this is just me being a perfectionist. But I find it's a good exercise too. Actually, you know what? We can move that right up to there. More floor holes. Or wall holes. Right. And this just goes straight in. Oh, you're off. That's fine. I don't remember why that had to be there. Probably that. Probably why. Okay, so that's one line in and coming out. And then there's going to be a splitter here. Line 1. On its way, being merged with, good to go. Line 2. What we have to do here is go underneath and just connect these. Oh, is that going the wrong way? Let's just go down through here. This is a nice trick when you're really tight on space. You just have to remember that you're doing it. And then this. And this is actually, we don't need any of this until much farther down. We need a splitter here. Now this won't reach, I don't think. Nope, that's fine. And I'm going to get rid of these little belt supports because I don't need them. So that's line number 2, and that goes into its first splitter. And then we have to do the same sort of thing with line number 3. So this is the merger. We just need a comfortable amount of space for the floor hole. Say that's good. And then same thing, we'll just attach this there. And then we should just be able to put another belt down here. Doesn't clip through anything. We're on the dirt floor instead of the basement and the sub basement. We're now in the dirt basement. So that is line number 3. That gets, oh crap, that is not in the right spot. That's fine. I prefer it be evenly spaced going down the line. Yeah, I guess we'll just leave it. It's only off by a teeny tiny bit. I mean, it's still working. It's still going to function. That bugs me though. I kind of wish that that was lined up a little bit better. I guess we've got this kind of squiggle. I could make this squiggle into the floor hole here if I wanted to line it up. Would that be possible? Probably not. No. Okay. We will deal with the squiggle and pretend it never happened. Now that didn't sound like it connected. Yeah, there's some issues with these things not connecting. That will satisfy my squiggle brain. Okay. So that's line number 3. Hooked up and going, and that goes way the heck down here. And then we can line that up. Actually, I guess this can move over, can it? This could be here. Yeah, because as soon as this gets past the end, because this is going to be a smart splitter, just for future safety. And so it'll be bauxite and overflow. And I guess... No, at this point... Well, yeah, there's going to have to be some overflow. There's going to have to be a merger somewhere. Yeah, that might not be the easiest thing to do. What do these need? 200? 200. Oh, autosave. Old time dirt floors, yeah. Weird time to autosave. What a strange little glitch. Okay. So that takes care of those ones. Because we're bringing in 1950, I do have overflow on the main bus. That's what we just installed. Oh, well, we'll have to put it farther down. These will have to have overflow connected to them. It's only 150, but I don't want... I mean, the only thing that would happen is if we didn't have overflow anywhere is that this would kind of... The belts would kind of chug along a little bit because they'd be oversaturated. But we would never run out of stuff, so that's good. Because there's not going to be 600 on this line. There's going to be... You know, 670 or 720 or something like that. Well, hold on. I can tell you. 650. So what that extra 50 is doing, it can't stay... maybe I don't need to merge all these. Well, I'm not going to undo it. Because if these two are 600 and these two are the 300 and then the 450, it's these two that really need to be merged. That's the main thing. And that's currently not happening. Wait. Now it is. And this was 300. And so these belt speeds here really only need to be 120s to make sure that the split is not crazy. Everything else is fine. So we're putting 650 and this extra 50, it's not going to have... I guess I could just put it on this belt because there's room on the belt. But then... yeah, that's fine. So I just put a merger here. Like say like right there. And I just take just a regular belt. Oh, that's too close. I could do a floor hole, I guess. Be messy about it. You're in the factory, sir. Licking the belts. It's a belt licker. I wish you could name them. He just earned his name. Hey, Marcus, how's it going? Yeah, I really don't know what to do with this extra stuff. I guess we could just stick it into our floor hole and send it on. If we can't sort it out, at least I've got the smart splitter in place for it. And I think the solution will be floor hole. And then we'll work out what to do with it later. Okay, so then we've got this being split, merging in with line number 2. That's all lined up. And then these, at this point, once we get past that floor hole, this can actually snake over and be a lot nicer. And maybe we'll do that here. So for anybody that's new, you can do 2 ticks to do a right angle, or if you do 4, then you can do a double right angle where this will snake sideways like that. So then that's a splitter. This just needs to be a splitter, which we can replace now. That's good. And because of that snaky bit, it might make it easier to then merge, right? I could merge this straight ahead. Oh no, because that's not going to have enough of a turn to get into the thing, because I moved that too far. Okay. Yeah. So that doesn't really work. We could end up putting a merger here and then just bring up that thing from the floor. Could do it that way too. Another easy thing to do would be to put a merger here and merge from this floor hole up onto this one. That would be something we could do as well. So we'll do another splitter. And then a smart splitter. Bauxite. Overflow and none. That goes into there. And then this goes into a floor hole. at this point, I guess I could move them, or if I left this open like this, then we could merge these ones a lot easier. Belt liquor is really in the way, because what I could do here is actually put... I removed a snack. What are you going to do now? Put a merger here. That lines up with that. And then just change this and have it overflow to the left. And none. Remove that. And then that takes care of that. And then our last set. That lines up. And then from here, we would just bring this down till it got to the point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5. Mark it right here. Thanks, Marcus. Yeah, having a good day. Yep. Did some work in Minecraft. Quite happy with the marsh. It's almost done. And then I've been itching to play this game all day, so I wanted to do both. It's tough when you're really well known for one game and you want to spend some time on another. I find that it can divide the audience a bit, but I mentioned on the Minecraft stream that I was having a hard time talking over what I was doing because it was not the most exciting thing. Whereas here you can talk through your problem solving and whatnot. So I don't think that this is going to be something that we open up. We could do something like that. Maybe with a half on this side. That could be kind of fun to see. But then it stops. So I don't know. And we could have it be more interesting here, stuff like that. Now, I guess the only other way to do the split here would be to have a merger, have this merge around. Because otherwise this is just not going to get, its overflow is not going to be able to get anywhere. We have to get it over to this belt, because merging it with this belt, well, no, we could put a merger here. What am I talking about? We could put a merger there, and that could work. Is that not lined up? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh no, that doesn't work either, because I still can't turn this belt into the merger. I think I went through that already. It looks like you can point straight in and then turn into the left, but you can't. It's too close. Right. I feel like I might end up changing this. Yeah, that makes more sense. And then this, I'm not sure where the overflow is going to go. Overflow, bauxite. And what did I say these needed? 200? Yeah. So that's all the bauxite just about hooked up. We just have to get a merger over here. It's probably going to look the best to just have it line up with this one. And then we'll just use the underfloor, the dirt floor, to get this along. And this is going to be what, 50? So it only needs to be a Mark 1. Alright, so that merges in 1 merges overflowed into 3. 2 overflows into 3. So that makes this a 700 line. No, 750 line. And then this will have to overflow into floor hole and probably go down into the awesome sinks way down there. I really don't know what else to do with that. Alternatively, we could also put an awesome sink here temporarily, because we do have this space. And this is going to have to be off the middle. Sure. It'll just be tidier this way. Yeah, no chime. Doesn't do the thing. What is going on? Oh, I don't have enough stuff. And I don't have enough electricity either. Yeah. Can I build an awesome sink? Yes. Oh, I can just nudge the hologram. I keep on forgetting I can do this. That is amazing. So that's not going to stay there, but it'll help us sort this out. Okay. More steel beams? Yeah. I feel like just like trapdoors, spruce trapdoors on the Minecraft streams, floor holes. They're kind of like something I use a lot. Steel. Do I have enough of those here? I do. Good. Probably get rid of some of this stuff too. I don't need bauxite, and I don't need all this grass. Oh, I haven't checked the hard drive. Are we still working on one? No, we got new stuff. So for anybody that's new, if you collect these hard drives from around the world, you can get alternate recipes to things that you might want to make. That looks like it's hacked coal. I don't think I'd want to do that. Heat sink recipe that uses rubber is interesting. Normally they use copper. Oh, that's not great. This... None of those are anything I'm interested in. I much prefer the one-to-one. That's expensive. All right, we will re-roll. I've been playing for over an hour and I completely forgot about this. Anything else I need? Plates, rods, beams. We'll get some extra aluminum. Do I have sheets up here? Yes. See, that's so bright you can't even make out what the image is. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we have all that. I'm just going to finalize those last few belts at the end. That's going to need power. How many tickets do we have? 88. Wow. Okay. So now we just have to take those 4 belts and line them up to where we want them. So what we'll do is probably use I guess it really doesn't matter. I'd like to have them be as out of the way as possible, so we'll probably use this space right here. And then these will just be easily lined up to that. The 1, 2, 3. Four is going to be around the corner. And now we just have to bring these down. You're already in the right spot. And number 4 is just going to go around the corner. Now point that way. So I hope everybody is following. If you have any questions, let me know. And then we'll just move this along to here. Oh, that's weird. That's going the wrong way. See, that means that that belt's not connected down there. Yep. Okay. So then this is going to be Mark 5. Hopefully this will go nice and smooth. Yep. All right, so that is the bauxite coming in and being evenly distributed amongst 9 refineries. Each one, we needed to actually copy these, is going to do the sloppy alumina, which is 200 bauxite and 200 water. So we've got the bauxite hooked up. I'm going to make sure that each of these has their recipe. Aha. So we'll copy that. Paste. Paste. It's worth noting that it is worth the time to do this in a neat and tidy way, because if you ever have to troubleshoot something, my gosh, it's so much nicer to be able to very easily follow your lines and see what's going on and all that stuff. Much, much nicer. Okay, so now we have to work out the water, and that means working with some of the design stuff here. Now, over here, I've made some changes. We were messing around with this kind of stuff yesterday, but I've changed and prefer this look. I think I prefer the left-hand side. So here I've got a ridge that goes back in. And here I've got a ridge that continues up. And I think I prefer the ridge that continues up. What I don't like is that these are obviously offset. They're not centered. So we're going to center them. And previously, when I did this at the other refinery, we had to do all this kind of crazy placement of like a road barrier and snap to things and all this other kind of crap. You don't need to do that at all anymore. You can just nudge them. You can just nudge them into the place that you want them to be. So that's fantastic. I think what we're going to do is measure this on this side. These are all foundations. I need more plastic if we're going to do this. And the sun might be going down. Oh, I totally need more plastic. Funny how you get guidelines when you don't want them. Yeah, I agree. There's something strange about the guidelines right now. They don't always do what you want. I want them to be not flat. I want the guidelines to be like a beam. I don't want it to be a flat line. I want it to be like a pipe or something. I think that would be a lot more useful, because then you could see it when you're down low. What else are we low on here? I'm probably going to need some pumps. What do pumps need? Rotors and copper to make sure we've got enough copper sheeting. Oh, we're low on copper sheeting too. We're good for rotors though. I think that's good. Minute 20. I'll wait to see what's up with that before we go on break. Don't know what was in there. Maybe aluminum? I think we're good. So while we're waiting for this to finish, I'll pop open the old spreadsheet and we'll look at the aluminum production. So what we've done is taken the 1950 bauxite, and now there is a load balancer here. So there is no load balancer there. The load balancer is actually in this section here. Alumina solution floor. Man, my old computer does not like typing while I'm streaming Satisfactory. It's fine with Minecraft, but it does not like this at all. And format. The whole thing is really slow. Overflow refineries or underclock bauxite miner. Let's get rid of that. So we only need, this is 1920, but we only need 1800. Oh crap, this is the wrong, that's the wrong thing. We're down below. This is our old setup. We're down here. So we're still bringing in the 1950. So I'll pop this up here and grab this. That is accurate. 9 refineries, 1800. So there's going to be 150. And that is a Mark III belt. Oh, not Mark 13. Four Mark Vs. And this is now... Right. So I didn't... Normally what I would do is I would leave space for the load balancer, and I would probably do that. But we'll just add it here. 3 times Mark 5 belts. Right. So that is where we are. We have done the 200 bauxite, which is 1800, into the 9 refineries. So now we have to do the water. Thankfully, the water is already coming. But we will check our hard drive and then go on a short break. That might not be a bad idea. Currently it's 1 to 2, and that's 5 to 9. So it's not quite as good a ratio, but there's a lot more iron in the world. So that could be good to grab. This is manual, so no. And rubber typically needs crude oil or... Yeah, we're going to take this one. That sounds very handy. I'll add another hard drive to the pile, and then I'll go grab the brake train. Cool. Once again, folks, I take a break once an hour. It is about that time. Feel free to grab a friend, let them know that we're streaming, or grab a snack, drink, whatever, and we'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. right, let's see what we can get going. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Marcus. So now that I've got some plastic in my inventory, we can do those coated concrete foundations. And I'm not even really sure what we're going to paint this, so I might change the colors a little bit. Because I feel like we've been doing white for aluminum stuff, and I feel like that could be kind of fun. I don't know what these would look like if we painted them white. Probably just light gray. I do like the darker stuff, I think. Have the machines be white. Okay, so this here, let's close this up for now. And we'll get rid of that. And that delete filter is really handy. So I think I'm going to ditch the idea of having the round part at the top. What I did over here was just a straight foundation with an overlapping pillar. And I think I like that a lot better. Oh, wow, we've fallen far from grace. Okay. So, where is this? It is... two ticks. So if I lock it and then 2, 3. So it's 3 from there. And I think I like that better. I think I like the clean lines here. Just showing this edge of the refinery rather than showing the angular bits. So we'll do that. And so all we need to do is remove these. And remove that and remove the top. Those are fine. And then here's the fun part. So this used to be, I used to have to put down a architecture road barrier, and I had to put that down where I wanted it, like there. Then I had to place a wall by grabbing a wall and replacing the road barrier with a wall. Then I had to snap a foundation to the wall and move that inside. Like it took forever. And now we can just grab the thing we want, center it where we want, rotate it. You have to rotate it first, right? But then once you lock the hologram, oh, it helps where your hover pack is a lot better. And yes, I know my hard drive is ready. So that's good. So lock the hologram by hitting H. And now you just nudge it the way you want. I think I want it that way. No, this one gets turned around the other way around. Yeah. And then that's the middle. So 1, 2, 3. 4 is too far. 3 is where we want it. And it goes up 2. One, 2. And then the top one, I think what we'll do is we'll switch around. I may not like that pattern. We may have to switch it. But here, now we just go up here, turn it around, and then lock it in place again, and then you tap the arrow key and nudge it back out towards you. And that lines up with the top of that. I think that's how I have that. Oh no, it's the bottom. So I've brought it out too far. Or maybe I prefer I think I like this one better. We can do one way and one the other and decide which one we like. So that only comes to there. We can take this away. And then at the top here, what I had done was just used a wall. Grab that and place this sideways. And then grab this and pushed it up. Now sometimes they fight a little bit, but looks like we're okay. And then this just kind of goes up higher. So that doesn't leave much of a lip up there. And I think these are all dark. But the underside changes, so get rid of that, get rid of that. And we'll switch this to be a centered one. And again, this was always trickier before, but now all you have to do is just put one there, lock it in place, and nudge it over. Very cool. I love that change. So I don't know how we handle this. We could maybe do a wall or something to cover that up. And we'll maybe string it along the top. I've done that pattern before where we could have this come along here and then use the upside down bits. Kind of give that like an outline. And we'll change the colors and stuff. It does look cool with the panel roof. Now this is going to be super dark, so my flashlight is showing all this detail, and we might end up like coloring these, but unfortunately the ramps have like a dark edge on them. The other thing we could do is change the material. If we wanted to be kind of like if we didn't really care so much about the ceiling, we could just change the whole thing to asphalt, and then it just would kind of like disappear into just a nothingness, but that's not quite as nice as other stuff. We could also try this, which is darker, but I think maybe I'd split the difference. Right? Anyway, it won't matter when we get lights up there because it's going to be bright. So that's that. There was a wall section in here. And that looks quite good. And then I had a light. And these are something you can place on Foundations now, you used to have to put them on walls, but now they go right up against foundations, which is fantastic. I think we'll lower it like that. I'll grab these settings. And these are probably going to be switched to white. We'll do that for now. Wrong color. Oops. Okay, so that is the angular part. I don't think I need this beam thing. It's not the end of the world, but it's not necessary, I don't think. Then this is easy. We just continue this along here. Oh, wait a minute. We wanted to change this to see if we liked this better, didn't we? So all we do here is grab this, lock it in place, and push it away from us. No, towards us. Then this stays the same. This goes here. That goes there. That's off-white. This is what I want. 5. Oops. Copy those settings, paste them there. So there's 2 different depths, and I think I prefer that one. I think having a little bit more of the refinery sticking out looks cool. I don't know. What do we think? Do you like the bigger ledge? I guess I should fill this in. Do this side too. Get the full picture. And then this. Now this one should just be, I think that's flipped around. That's too close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right. So these are in the wrong spot then. And then this is where I use the wall. Now weirdly we got the line here. We didn't have that before. I can fix that, I think. So I don't know why this doesn't go outside. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, there's a seam here. So you see the difference? Here I centered these, and the seams go up along next to the machine, and then here the seam goes up the middle, but it creates a problem for the other side. So, and they don't touch there. Well, it would if we line them both up. It would. I have no help, says Marcus. I like both. Pulling a cosmic. I think I prefer the one that's farther out. I guess I should fix these first, right? Well, one good thing about that is that if we push it back, there's more of a lip there. I think I like this one better, the one that's farther back. I don't know. It's tough. Let's do the full thing out where I want it and see if it's any better. And this time we'll center it. Maybe we have to offset it. I think I might prefer that actually. If we grab this here. And there'll be a seam there. Yeah, that's tricky. You might not be able to tell. No, you can't. Okay. You can do all kinds of stuff with this now. Oh, you can't overlap them that way. That's good to know. Is that right? Yeah, that's what I planned. And then this will just connect here. Get rid of those. That goes all the way up like that. And then this one, we can just stack. A little harder to see. Yeah. Okay. So if that's how that's going to work, then now we can kind of finalize what's happening up here. Because we'll want to power everything from up here. And from the look of it, we just line these up with the smokestacks. And then we should be able to connect this one. Oh, I was lining them up with the wrong machine. Whoops. Those are the smokestacks for these ones. That goes to there. Axionym raid with a party of 8. Thanks ever so much. Oh, that looks terrible. Maybe they have to be lower. We got room to go lower. Oh, we were way down here. Yeah. Okay, that has to stay there. That's going to go away. Okay. Thanks so much for the raid, Axionym. What were you up to on stream today? Saw you were playing Update 8 and had to see what updates we were making. So, I'll give you a little backup here. We are working on redoing our aluminum. And I was waiting to do it because I wanted to have all the different lighting and decoration and the nudging for decorating stuff, which is what we've been doing for the last half an hour, is fantastic. So we're doing sloppy alumina, which is just 200 water and 200 bauxite. Our bauxite is coming in on 4 belts, but we had to load balance down to 3. So that's what all this is. Load balanced down to 3. And then we are working on the decoration because knowing how these things are going to be decorated is going to determine where I bring in my water, which is coming into the ceiling, and then it's going to flow down each pipe into each machine. These are going to be covered up. So we're just kind of working on the spacing of all this. Oh, thanks very much. Appreciate it. It's a little dark. If we turn on world illumination, it's a little on the dark side. So we'll have to come up with some lighting solutions for that. And when I say a little on the dark side, I mean real dark. Real dark. So one of the things we will probably end up doing is these lovely lights, which I don't have enough to build. But that's probably what we're going to do, is have lights along the ceiling like that, would be my guess. And I will pop upstairs so we can see in the light what's going on. It's a very pretty game with this on, but my computer just can't handle it. I'm not sure how long it's been since you've popped by, Axiom, or if it's your first time here. But this is Devastator. It's a giant factory based on the Transformer Devastator. So the main bus comes in through here, and you can see there's our bauxite. We just haven't belted it up. We just have to make that connection there, and that'll bring it all into the system. But we don't have the water flowing, so there's no point in running it all in there and then having the awesome sink overflow and whatnot. In case we have to move anything, then we'd be kind of hosed if we had to move belts with like tons of things on them. Went full Sith. Yeah, I know exactly, right? So I'm going to turn that back off because unfortunately my frame rate goes to crap when that happens. I am looking into a new system actually, so we'll see. So I'll give you kind of an overview. Right here, like I said, is the sloppy alumina, and that is 1-to-1 with scrap. So it's just 1 alumina pipe per machine, and we've got 9 of these and 9 of those, and it's just going to be zoop right in. And then unfortunately, these guys are producing 360 scrap per minute, so they all have to be taken straight upstairs. And that's what we used to do. We used to have this area in the middle here. This all used to be accepting lifts from down below. You can see where the belts used to come in. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a hole all along here to bring these belts up through. And then all this is going to go, because instead of using foundries, we're going to be using smelters, because we've got the alternate recipe for what is it called? It's aluminum ingots, but it is... Does it tell you what it's called? No, it doesn't tell you what the name of it is. I thought it did. No, it's they just have it called something else. I'll know it in a second. Pure aluminum ingot is what the name of the alternate recipe is. So instead of an aluminum ingot in a foundry, we're using a smelter, which is like a quarter of the power, and it doesn't need any silica. So all the silica production right now that's pumping along, we're going to be able to reallocate that to something else. So that's what's going on. And then I guess really the only other thing that we've been working on is just bringing the main bus up to speed, trying to sort out how to sync stuff. And I'm still working on the overflow situation. I've been trying to hang on to these roads that I built here and here, but I think I have to get rid of them. I think it's going to make sense for the bus to kind of keep on going, and then we'll pull everything up into our main storage up at the top here. Yeah, so it's a work in progress, and it's a long haul, but everything is opened up because we completed in the summertime the Megatron power facility, which is I think it was 160 fuel generators, I want to say. No, 400. 60 megawatts, 60,000 megawatts, 400 fuel generators. There's 16 floors. That's where I got my 16 from. So that is providing us with an absolute ton of power to do all the things we need to do in this space right now. So it means we can be very creative and not have to worry about too much, which is nice. Right, so I think that's how we're going to go in terms of the decoration down here. I think I like the beam. Did you say what you were up to on stream, Axonym? There should be a link in chat for anybody that's hanging out in my chat and wants to go follow Axonym. They were playing Minecraft, but like what were you doing in the game? Alright, so these, I guess the back of these are going to be designed differently. So we haven't really figured out what we're doing here with these. It looks like we're just going straight down, because that then allows us to use architecture stuff to hide the bits of these that I don't like. Oh, I thought we could nudge these. Oh, we can. Okay. So holding control when you're nudging stuff gives you quarter, or it gives you half meters, which is cool. So I don't know if that's something we want to do. I don't like these little things sticking out, so I wouldn't mind Figuring out a way to get rid of those. Maybe we need to come out farther. Maybe it was these that I was able to nudge. Thought they were better centered, but I could be wrong. That's too straight. That's not terrible. I would maybe center it over everything, but so I wanted to finalize the back so that we could figure out how to do the front. That is somehow connected. Oh, it's connected to that. Right, those are going to have to be lower. Why are these so far out? Don't understand. Oh, okay. That has to stay there. So that becomes a bit of a mess. Can I do it from there? That works. Diggy down in Mesa Mountain on ISV base and some creative design for later. Oh, very cool. That sounds awesome. So that is messy, but it will be what we have to do. I think that's already connected, right? Yep. Thank you, SweetSandi. Appreciate it. So one of the ways to do this is probably going to be to power the middle and then run things along the ceiling. So up here we've got some power. So what's probably going to happen is I'm going to run the power up this way. Honestly, probably right there. And so that will then go to the other... Oh no, that's just one. So probably have to go straight up. Too bad they don't give you guidelines for power poles. So then we can deal with this and have our lighting computer and stuff up here as well. So that will work out quite well. Why I can't electrical connect downloaded blueprint in my world? Sorry, I don't understand the question. I don't know where you got the blueprint. I'm not sure what version of Satisfactory you're working on. Some context is usually key. All right. So that stays the same. This, we had recessed on this side. That's an inverted corner or something. Why is that there? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's just stick with this. I really don't understand why Satisfactory feels the need to auto-rotate stuff. Like, let me place it the way that I want to place it. It never fails to place it the exact opposite way around as what I did before. Lilu TV, again, sorry, I've never had that error. Your best bet is to go and visit the Q&A site for Satisfactory and register the error there and then see what folks need to do. There might be some people from Coffee Stain, there might be some people from the community that have experienced that error before and are able to help you, but the Satisfactory community is pretty awesome. I'm sure you will find some like-minded folks that are helpful. So I don't like the ladders. That's my main beef. So I'm wondering if I was to take this and bump it out and use the foundation in this way. Still, though, our choices are very minimal. Either covers that part. And that doesn't cover the weird little bumps here either. I guess we could do that thing where we have those farther back. I think it was 3. Then remember how I did that. Yeah, it's 3. 3 from there. That doesn't really work. Could try to put down an upside down ramp, maybe. Maybe if I zoop that along. If I did that, there might be a way to get the beam to disappear. That lined up rather nicely. It's an awful lot of work just to get that little angle. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. Look bad. I'd maybe want to make this a lighter color. Sliced Lime rating with a big old party is 63. Thanks so much, Sliced. Wow. How you doing? Welcome in, Raiders. Fazu Battlecaster, Jorandi YT. Finally had a chance to replace some of the raid love. I very much appreciate it, Sliced Lime. Folks, if you are in my chat and you don't know who Sliced Lime is and you are a Minecraft fan, then you should absolutely go follow them. They do all kinds of stuff like bingo and technical builds and under the hood stuff because they work at Mojang. Very, very fun stuff on Twitch. Highly recommend. And they've been a guest on the Spawnchunks podcast. They're a podcaster too. Thanks ever so much, Sliced. I appreciate it if you've got a raid and run it. I believe it might be late for you where you are, but if you want to let us know what you're up to in stream, that would be fantastic. If not, and anybody else that's in Sliced stream and you'd like to let us know what was going on, would appreciate it. While you're thinking about that, I will let everyone know from Sliced stream that I co-host the Spawnchunks podcast with Pixel Riffs. That's my job. And I also stream here on Twitch. And we did Minecraft earlier today, but we are now on Satisfactory. And we are working on this aluminum factory, and we're trying to make it look nice. If you don't do this, you can have everything function, and they just look like these cool machines, which is great. But I'm trying to do something that's designed after the Transformer Devastator. So there's a lot of 45-degree angles and parallel lines and stuff like that in the Transformer design. So I'm trying to make things look Transformer-y. And so what I've got going on, when you encase them and you light them right, they look kind of cool. So that's what I've got on this side. And this side is a lot easier because that side is more modern looking. And then this side has got all this industrial crap that I don't like. Sliced says, I was gathering gear and such for an upcoming wither fight in my hardcore world. Wow, you are braver than I am. We use cheesy stuff to kill the wither on my server. I've never fought the wither. I don't think. Not legit. Maybe if it got out, maybe in a situation where it got loose, but that was it. I feel like this pipe is not straight. That's better. I always try to make my first wither fight in any world a legit fight. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I would do that too. Yeah. I think I was working another job and I wanted to do things well. And fast in my other world, so that's why we didn't do it. But, yeah, mad respect to people that do it, of course. Let's put these down. Can't see the pattern on that. So having this out like this is going to defeat purpose up here, and I also feel like we're going to have this needs to be changed to, whoops, there's a wall there. I feel like those are in the wrong spot. Why does that line up? And is it farther away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. It's more narrow. That's what's going on there. I guess this has to come out by half. So that's interesting. I never thought about that. I also have to figure out how I want to have these pipes disappear into the ceiling. One way is to use a metal pillar. That could look kind of cool. I don't know if it's... maybe it might be too similar with the smokestack doing the same thing. It might be worth it to try to do something different there. I could still try to run the pipes down the middle here, but I feel like I'd rather have lights. We saw how dark it was before. Maybe we'll get rid of that. No, I really want that to stay. I have no idea if we're keeping this color. I'm just kind of messing around. I guess people coming in from Minecraft, Satisfactory is very similar to building in Minecraft. It's just that you have a longer range, and it's like building a really big redstone contraption. And you have to power it, and you have to feed in all the items, and eventually you end up with a lot of belts flying around and doing cool stuff. We were just talking to Axiom about all the different items that we have coming in through this main bus line, kind of being carted off into different areas. And I'm not in creative mode. I actually have a hover pack on, which allows me to fly. You can see it's getting energy from little electric nodes. So that's how I'm flying around. A loose wither will wreck your world? Yeah, exactly. We didn't want to risk it on my server. I've got a fix-it bug. It was a gift from my friend Cosmic Dancer, also a moderator here. Default. I think that looks okay. I'm not in love with this pipe going down the front of it. I know it solves a big problem that we had down here, but I'm not super crazy about it. I wonder if it would be worth snaking around and having it like on the wall. Right next to this. I can't delete anything right now. What's going on? Why is my... Oh, blueprint mode. That's what's going on. that doesn't look good either. What about getting it down the floor? No. All right, I'm feeling kind of stuck, so I think that's a good opportunity to maybe back away. Go get some food. We'll come back another day and sort it out. Could hide them in the wall. Yeah, I could try to do that too. I think I need to do some fiddling. After a while, all the snapping and stuff that happens in the game is a little bit bizarre, and it starts to mess with your head a little bit. Anyway, folks, I really appreciate everyone hanging out here for the day. Thanks to everyone that came in with the Slice Lime raid and the Axonym raid. If you want to leave a follow here on Twitch, then I go live Thursday through Sunday at 1 o'clock Atlantic time. That's UTC minus 4 hours. However, since Update 8 has come out in Satisfactory, I've managed to squeeze in a couple of streams on, say, Tuesdays or Wednesdays. It really depends on my podcasting schedule and depends on my gym training schedule, really. If you'd like to listen to those podcasts, they're both free. The Citadel Cafe and the Spawn Chunks. Citadel Cafe is about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. The Spawn Chunks is about Minecraft. They can be found on any podcasting platform, including their websites with RSS feeds, thecitadelcafe.com and thespawnchunks.com. And last but not least, a huge shout out and thank you to SweetSandi for moderating, to Cosmic for moderating, and all of the support from this weekend. I appreciate everyone that donated bits, used Prime subs, and used Tier 1 subs, or if you joined the Patreon. If you joined the Patreon or used your Twitch or Prime subs, then you get access to the Discord. And Patreon is one of the best ways to do that, actually. It's cheapest, and it's auto-renewal, and you get access to the Discord. And hey, you get to support me streaming. I get to do this more often because of lovely, lovely people like you. So thanks again for those raids. We're going to pass you all along to one of my community members. I believe they are still playing Bingo. The Infinity Cove patron server is my patron server, and they are playing against the Citadel members, or at least together with Eeny, Meeny, Miny. Let's send you along to 100,555. And 100,555 rated me the other day, so I get to pass along the good vibes. They are streaming Minecraft Bingo with other members of the community. You will have a good time, I promise. I'll see you folks later. Bye for now.